Hi, and welcome to another Ask Us Anything English with Intrepid English today. So on this video, I'm going to talk about the modal verbs, and in particular, the modal verbs in the past. So why are modal verbs important? Well, they are incredibly useful. They express so much. They make deductions, express possibility or regret, show your ability. So it really helps your fluency when you use modal verbs. And when we use them in the past, we have even more ways to express ourselves. So what are the modal verbs? So you've got can, could, should, must, may, might, shall, will, would. Okay, and to put them in the past, we have the modal verb, for example, can plus have plus past participle. So it is not the present perfect. It is the modal verb plus the basic infinitive have. So not to have, just have. It never goes to has. It is always just have plus the past participle. And so we can use the modal verbs to talk about a possibility, to express a regret, to make a recommendation or a criticism, to elaborate on deductions, and or to express disbelief. So, for example, if we take the modal verb could or would or might plus have plus the past participle, that is to talk about possible situations in the past that actually didn't happen. So, for example, I could have helped you if I had known. I might have helped you if you had told me. I would have given you some money if you had told me you needed it. Okay, so it's all saying that it was possible for me to do in the past, but I didn't. Another way is to express regret. So I regret that you didn't tell me. I blame you for not telling me. So I would have helped you if you had told me. We also can use should to express regret. So, for example, I should have stayed home and studied instead of going to that party. So I regret going to that party. When we want to express a deduction in the past, we're going to use must have plus past participle. So something happens in the present and you are going to make a deduction on what happened in the past, you will use must have. So he must have forgotten his keys when you hear the doorbell ringing. You're making a deduction that he left his flat and now he's ringing the doorbell because he realized he forgot his keys. So he must have forgotten his keys. That is a deduction I'm making on what happened in the past. You can also use may have or might have if you are even less certain about the deduction that you're making. Next, when we want to give a recommendation or we want to criticize somebody, we will use should have. So should have done something. So, for example, he should have called to say he was going to be late, but he didn't. Okay. When the last one to express disbelief is can't have or couldn't have. So you can't have done all that work in an hour. It's not possible. For example, you set somebody in your team lots of tasks to do and they do it all in an hour. You can't have finished everything. You must have rushed it. Okay, so here what we're doing here is we're expressing disbelief that the person finished the work and we're making a deduction that they didn't actually do it properly. So I have written a blog on the modal verbs in the past, and I'm going to put the link below, and I would love you to go and check it out to see in more detail on the past modal verbs. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and speak soon.